what India shapes up to look like in 2026 in terms of growth and opportunities?
So I've always been a big fan of India, and so has Siemens. I mean, we've been for a long time in India, and what has happened is that India has built over the last decade good infrastructure, right? The infrastructure in India had to be developed from ports, from airports, from also connectivity, which is the basis and electricity to build manufacturing. Now India is moving into the next phase into manufacturing. If you look at the investments which are planned in semiconductors, electronics, etc., this is actually moving to India. So we see that there's a lot of interest, and especially from larger companies, to build very competitive manufacturing facilities, because it's important. It's not about cheap labor, it's about building the most competitive environments possible with AI, etc. What India now has to do is to put it into the small and medium enterprises also, this technology, because these large sort of footprints depend on the supply chain and the ecosystems, and that need to be built out in India as fast as possible.
So, India, of course, has been a big part of Siemens' global growth strategy as well. But as you look at the future, the role, relevance and significance of India, how do you expect that to change to cater to global demand as well as to your future growth aspirations?
Well, there's multiple. I mean, we've always seen, so Siemens is extremely strong in China and extremely strong in the US, right? These are two huge markets for us on top of Europe. India has always been an important market, but it's now shaping up to be one of the fourth biggest market also in terms of growth potential in this direction. So we have been investing, and we've been in India for a long time. Sunil Mathur, our CEO, is sort of a figurehead we have there. What we now need to do is to make sure that the technology which we have is being adopted. So we think that in the next 5 to 10 years, if India plays it right, for me, India is a 0 or 1 country. It doesn't do things for a long time, and then when it does it real. I mean, I'll give you telecommunication. India, when it moved into telecommunication, is one of the biggest 5G and 4G deployments out there. Same for payment system. Now it needs to make that decision also in industry. Does it want to be a 0 or does it want to be a 1? And we see the first sign that India is really, really thinking of being a manufacturing footprint. And so as such, India becomes one of the 4 main places Siemens sees the future of in the industrial on top of infrastructure investments which we're going to make.